Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie and this is Dot Grid Prayers, and I'm so stoked that you're here joining me for my August journal setup. Now this one is a wee bit different. I am a bit of a StrayKids fan and I really had no idea what else to do for my August theme. So the fact that they're releasing a new album in August and they're starting their world tour next week, I thought, why not do something very different, very out of my comfort zone, and theme August around StrayKids and their new album. So this is a very fangirl stay themed spread and setup, so bear with me. Very different, not something that I would usually kind of promote, or like I'm not your typical kind of K-pop super stan kind of thing. I don't even know the lingo. I am I'm a fan of StrayKids, so I fall into that bracket, but outside of that, I'm 34, so I feel like I'm a bit too old. So I was a little bit nervous to shoot this. I almost recreated an entire different theme because I didn't know how this one would go or how I actually felt about doing it. So but anyway, I got my nails to match, so we are on brand and just fully embracing StrayKids and their new album. So grab your coffee, grab your supplies, and let's get into it. I did film this over a couple of days. Again, me and my natural lighting, I always start it too late, so it did get dark towards the end. So please bear with me in my editing with that. I did end up also coming back today and redoing the cover page. I really was not happy with where I left it, and because it was just too dark, wasn't feeling it. We started with a fresh mind and fresh perspective today, and I think that made a world of difference. So you will see me kind of come back and shuffle things up a bit and go in and add some finishing touches. You'll also see me using my Canon selfie. This is not sponsored, I just got a new toy. So I wanted to play with that and use that this month to help with the setup and printing up some photos. But yeah, and I'll just take this moment, please like and subscribe if you're a stay or a stan. Comment who you follow and what your favourite song is. Let's get into it. Happy journaling, everyone.
So we are back in our Tiefossi journal for July and August, and of course we start off with a flip through of July's journal theme. And I really love how this theme came together. This page here is my absolute favourite because of the amount of time that went into weaving all of that washi tape together, but it is so effective. And the colours of this month have just been so helpful for my mental space, because July is when the weather starts to get really grey and wet here. And so having these bright summery colours has been so helpful, just kind of keeping my mind in a great and steady space. These stickers came from a friend who had got back from a trip from Seoul, so super cute to add those to my theme and just play with them, and I'm sure you're going to see plenty more of those in the coming months. But let's get straight into August, and to start off with, we're just going to do a bit of practice, colour play, just to figure out the font and styling for this month. This month's theme is based around StrayKids, who is my favourite K-pop band. I'm so not one to usually publicise or promote this kind of thing, so I really needed to make sure that I knew and felt comfortable with how I was going to set this month out. One of the great things is that I was able to print out a heap of media and the album cover to get this theme really united. They also use a lot of coffee ephemera, so tying in some transfers throughout the theme as well was a great way to pull that all together. But having my Canon selfie Like I said, this isn't sponsored, this is a new toy, but this has been such a game changer for this theme because it meant I could print off the photos, high quality, and their stickers, so I can just trim them down to size and stick them in exactly where I want them. I could resize them, I could play around. The app is super helpful to set everything up, and it just made everything so much easier for the setup of this theme. So I made sure to print off enough photos to kind of have a bit of everyone from the band, but also be able to use them across the different spreads. So this month I've gone back to starting on my monthly log because I didn't know where I was going with the cover page. So this was a great way for me to just get a really good feel for the style, the colours, and just figure out what this month was going to look like. I love the combination of the orange and the blue, obviously being complementary colours, they do work out really well, but also having the grey tones come through and a little bit of that black gel pen to really just keep things nice and bold. The washi accents playing with the silver, black, blues and oranges just to kind of really tie into all the media that they have released for this album and tour has been really helpful, and it was great to just be able to find a few colours that matched the Tombows and use a lot of ephemera that I wasn't sure that I was actually going to use at any point. So having found this camera ephemera and film ephemera has been super fun to kind of pull out again and actually have a cool way to use them, because I was a little bit stuck. I loved the idea of them when I got them, but then I just didn't know how to use them well. So this theme has actually been a great source to use a lot of stationery that I didn't know how to use best. Of course, next spread is our dashboard, and this is probably the most used spread in my journal because it's got my habit tracker, which I set out in columns with the month dates down the side. I break out the weekends just by putting a horizontal line for the weekend, and then I have a column for each habit that I'm tracking. And this year, having worked with my coach for the last 6 months, I've found that habit tracking and building habits has actually been so foundational and helpful in keeping some structure. Like, I definitely come to learn that I need some structure to my days and to my routine, and so incorporating the habit tracker in my journal and actually really using it has been super helpful. The other two sections are focus, so this is just a reframing of the to-do list, so it kind of breaks off the should mindset and just gives me free space to focus on different tasks throughout the month as I need to. And of course my gratitude spread, where I just leave space to come back throughout the month and just reflect, whether it was I had a great coffee with a friend or the sun came out that day. I definitely need my sunshine, so if it's been bad weather and we suddenly get a good day, you can count on that going on that page. So again, just a few little bits and pieces, some transfers, some of those stickers and some of that camera film ephemera to just kind of break up the spaces but also fill in a little bit of that space as well. Now, while this is skipping ahead, September we are going on a holiday, so of course August needs to have the planning, the packing, the prep spread set up and ready so that I know when we go on holiday I am well and truly prepared. I did this for our holiday last June in May's theme. I had our trip planning spread and it was super helpful just having a space dedicated to everything that the trip was going to be. If I remembered something that I needed to pack, I could add it to the list. This month I have added things a little bit differently. I'm going to have a countdown tracker because I love counting down the days. There'll be a trip itinerary, which I included last year, but this time for the packing list I've actually broken it into 2 sections. The on-flight or my carry-on, and then in my suitcase or my checked luggage. And I think just having space to be able to kind of think about both areas of things that I want during our flight, but also things that I want to make sure that we've got for once we arrive. So this one, I really like that it does kind of stick to the font styling of the album cover. And as I was working through this theme, the orange kind of felt like it was there, but just not quite there, and I couldn't really put my finger on it until I get to the first attempt at my front cover. You heard that right, there's more than one attempt on this front cover for this month. You can see that the lighting has changed. It started to get a bit darker, and I think that just started to get a little bit tricky for me in my planning and setting everything up as well. Of course, every month I include a scripture collection. So this is my monthly collection of the daily verse from the Bible app. And I've started doing this over 1.5 spreads. Usually I would leave 2 spreads, 2 full spreads, so 4 pages. But I've actually found that I'd end up with so much space left on one of the pages, and so setting this out as just 3 pages or 1.5 spreads has been super helpful to just kind of keep things tidy and simplified. And then I can also add the last couple of days of verses to my weekly log or towards the back of the month when I get to that point. And because I have started working again, I have added in my weekly logs again as well. I definitely found that I needed a bit more structure for my weeks, just to give me that kind of overview and plan to prepare for the week ahead, and this has just been really helpful to reincorporate. I used it a lot last year, and this format works so well for me. It gives me our dinner, meal planning space, key events for that week, and then a little to-do list or space to write notes. And this structure just works. It gives me the summary, and then I can come in and add the details as I need to. This is where I had a lot of fun playing with the stickers. I did mix and match and change things around as I went, adding in a few more of those transfers, but I do actually come back tomorrow, or on the second day of doing this setup, I did come back and change things around and add in a few other details to just tie it all together. And I think by the end of it, it all worked really, really well. But you can see trying to figure out which photos to use where, and just kind of finding them all, because they all ended up so scattered across my desk by the time I got round to using them. So the first attempt of the cover was obviously getting a lot later, it was a lot darker, and you can tell that I kind of started to run out of oomph with how I'd started to lay things out. I really like how I had that August. However, when I went back in with the Tombow Furunosoki, or that black pen afterwards, it just killed it for me. So instead of carrying on, I put down my orange and black. I grabbed my blue pen just to add some second line highlights to my weekly spread and just kind of left it there for the evening. I knew that I wasn't really feeling it and needed to come back with a clear mind. So we are back, the sun is out, and just really started from scratch, removing some of that washi to kind of give myself a clean canvas, and then added in some orange paper which I had lying around, and I think that was what really changed the game. I'm not gonna lie, when I went to bed the night before, I was really just like disappointed with the cover, but then I started thinking and kind of gave myself a chance, and I was dreaming about the cover that I could make and how I could redo it. So I had a really clear picture for when I came back for round 2, and I think that was so helpful, having thought about it and been able to visualize it. The day before I hadn't really known, so I'm still feeling really vague, so something just shifted, in my thinking and planning and in a creativeness. I don't know, I suddenly had a really clear picture of what the page could look like, and it all centered around that orange paper. While I'm still playing with placement of things and just kind of putting the elements together, I had more direction, which was super helpful. But I did still just play with the title because I didn't quite know, but come back to my washi sticker paper and having a more kind of consistent hybrid font, which I added the drop shadow to, and then also using my silver gel pen to just outline those letters. It added the depth that I was looking for from that black, but it wasn't as harsh. And then going around the letters and ripping them really just kind of plays into this edgy, grudgy kind of feel that the album has with the black and orange. Also using some of my quote stickers, and you'll see me use those throughout the rest of the spreads as well. Going back through and just adding those few final touches with the stickers, with the drop shadow and the silver gel pen, just to tie everything together. And I think that was what really just finished everything for this setup. I love the orange, but it just didn't feel like it was done. And I knew that the black was just way too heavy for this theme, despite it being prevalent in their media and like the theming of their media. For this theme itself, for my journal, it was just way too heavy. I think using black will definitely just be for my gel pen for my writing, and where it's a bit more broken up. Also gave me space to add black in the little quote stickers as well, adding the black and white through that to just kind of help add some detail but break things up a little bit. This theme is very different, but I'm so happy with how it all came together in the very end. The blue and the orange just look so good together. And I love the kind of scrapbooky stan nature of this journal theme. I think the end product is kind of what I picture a stan kind of space to look like, if that makes sense. It's so different for me, but it was fun. Like I said, I wasn't actually sure if I would share this journal setup at all because it is so different, and it's definitely a different side of myself that I've said multiple times. People are often shocked to find that I love K-pop and I love K-dramas, and that's just something that I've been a big fan of for a number of years now. I think this setup was a really good chance to just have fun and be creative in a different way, and just use a lot of stationery that I haven't actually used for a long time. So just a final few touches, and that is our finished cover page. I am so happy with how the final thing came together, and I'm super glad that I did come at it with a fresh mind. Sometimes it's not always going to work. Being okay with starting again is actually really freeing. Like, it's okay to make mistakes, and if something doesn't work, like, we can do it over. Whether it means stealing a page from somewhere else in the journal, finding some different scrap paper, or figuring something out, like testing that creativity is so good for us. So I hope this setup kind of encourages you to push the boundaries of your comfort zone a little bit, but also that if you mess up to your standards, it's okay. Take a break, come back and have another look at it, and you'll be amazed at what your brain comes up with when you just give it some time and space. I know that my plan and pack page is going to get a lot of looks and a lot of use this month. Probably even more so just coming back and staring at it because I'm getting excited. But I can't wait to fill this page in properly and just get into using this month's theme. So I hope you like it. Please like and subscribe. Drop a comment below if you're a stan. Who do you support? Would you set up your journal like this and incorporate their media or center it around your bias? I'd love to know. But thank you again so much for joining me this month as I set up my August journal. And happy journaling, everyone. I can't wait to see you next month for September.